sky. Strike 1 is free to engage hostile targets at the crash site.
Position bestätigt. Voy hacia ese lugar.
Currently at the beginning I just want to move up, so everyone's in a favorable position. There's a lot of high ground here, and usually the patrols sooner or later will come to this middle ground. So there's really a large advantage of you just being in Overwatch.
Scanning.
Por aquí tengo algo.
I just realized we have questions in the chat. Give me a second.
Can't kill him if you don't hit him.
Okay, so too thin man. Like I said, there is a high probability of patrols sooner or later going to hit your way. So the questions in the chat now. Question number 1 is, I'm prioritizing armor and mechs. Which one do you prioritize? It really depends. Usually if I get enough meld at the beginning, I want to go for mechs, because in a 4-man team they can be quite impactful. Plus you can use their collateral damage as often as you like, which a little bit frees up the grenade slot. So that certainly is an advantage. And Eric, of course, for your question, your character is definitely alive, but he's currently in the med bay, if I'm not mistaken, because he got strangulated, as you might remember. Okay, so let's get rid of all of this cover here. There are only 2 patrols, so I'm not terribly concerned in killing off these guys. With 1 shredder rocket, that should be okay, because we have still our 2nd rocket for the other pack. So 1 down, the other one is just exposed. Let's move here and feed the sniper some more kills. Once they are shredded, even pistols are doing quite significant damage. So this is just a short positioning, because up here you can position some more guys at the same time. As you can see, I'm not super keen on advancing, because I already took some shots. And as always, slow and steady wins the game here.
Heading there now.
Heading to that location.
Good. So next up, I'm pretty interested in this meld, but we have still so much more time, so no need to rush it.
That's affirmative.
Headed there now. On Overwatch.
Reloaded. Scanning.
Eyes peeled, Commander.
2nd patrol is often here in the backside. At least I encountered them very often there. Sometimes it's in the UFO as well. In those cases you cannot really go wrong by sticking on the street and very consequently like going to the left-hand side. Usually, at least that's my experience, you are going to encounter all of the pods sooner or later then.
Getting it done.
Aye, Commander. Got it covered.
Moving to Overwatch.
I really like this map because it has a very high quote-unquote skill cap on vision lines, so lines of sight and where you can move and where you can't move. It's a very enjoyable map.
Moving out.
There's the second meld, which is very often there, to be quite fair.
Por aquí tengo algo.
2 sectoids. Who would have thought? Now we could go for flanking maneuvers. That's for sure. Like literally going here and here. But I guess I'll just go out of line of sight for now. Ah, this should be enough.
I'm rolling. Voy hacia ese lugar. Detectada mercancía. Yes, sir.
Stepping off.
Got it covered. Hey, Pussy.
So I guess they will mind meld now. Yep, and run into our Overwatch trap. But of course we do have rookies, so it's only so much of a trap. Mind melder is behind here. I could always kinetic fist this guy. That would destroy our nice meld, which I don't like.
Okay.
Can't reach the meld with the mech. That is most unfortunate. Let's go here, so we could theoretically kinetic fist him, but I'm also thinking about collaterally damaging him, which is not possible because his full cover is not destroyable. Hashtag sad face. Don't want to go too near to the UFO, that's the reason why I've always tried to stay here on the streets. Let's start kinetic fisting him into the wall.
Engaging close quarters target.
So with this, like, the whole wall just literally was torn apart.
Gehe zum Angriff über. Im Laufschritt.
Which means he has some solid shots, and maybe he's lucky enough to hit some of them. Yeah, well, good job. Otherwise I would still have had smoke and some other goodies to make sure that the sectoid wouldn't have hit us.
Running.
On my way. Ready to engage. Recarga correcta.
Let's just assemble our troops and move up to the UFO. We will not get the second node. Oh, well, there was one more round. My bad. Of course we will get the second node.
Canister in tow.
Nothing is impossible.
Moving.
Alright. I try to stay out of line of sight, because I currently do not want to trigger.
Headed there now.
Heading there now. Roger that. Bereit zum Angriff.
Come get some.
Voy hacia ese lugar. Explorando. I'm on it.
So it's just the outsider left. Should be an easy kill.
You hear that?
Let's try to get onto the side of this UFO.
Heading to that location.
Okay.
Okay, so being able to do this here is already being halfway successful. That's fine.
I'm watching.
We'll just trigger him from behind. Yeah, we'll just trigger him with him.
Heading to that location.
I don't see any disadvantage in doing
Take
so.
him out.
He probably is going to approach us straight away because I'm in open, like in an open area. Yeah, of course, he's trying to get into cover. Which of course we are going to destroy. And afterwards I'm tempted to try to give our sniper again the kill, because I want to give her squad side as soon as possible.
That's affirmative.
We nailed it, Commander. Mission.
Good, that was easy.
A flawless effort, not a single casualty.
Her aim is so bad, like she's already captain and we're still at 70 aim. I mean, she can tank quite a bit though, but it's definitely the right idea to get a second person ready for the mech suit. So the damage ones we can definitely sell. Weapon fragments are going to be researched soon. Then we do have our new mech, which is also good. So all fine by now.
Access lift operational.
Although it might seem expensive, I'm still going for the excavations. Of course I could buy the upgrades in the officer training school. But I feel excavating and making sure that the base is really proper is more important right now. So here's the weapon fragment, scopes available. We could go for beam weapons right away. Probably a good idea. We will get more scientists soon, so I'm willing to go for xenobiology real quick to get all of the autopsies afterwards. It's just 4 more days, and since we have the immediate autopsies, that is worthwhile. So we do have this new mech trooper. And she'll get the mech suit then. I like her.
Thermal generator online.
Alright. So there isn't much happening now, in between now and the council report. So let's just start and launch the satellites.
Satellite launched. Satellite launched. Satellite launched. Satellite uplink facilities at maximum capacity. Additional uplink required.
We will need to get interceptors to Africa and Asia. And probably we are late with our laser weapons. It's a little bit a bummer. So the heavy laser guns for the interceptors also will be late. So I'm a little bit worried about how we want to shoot down the larger UFOs in month number 3.
Incoming transmission.
We are extremely
Another A.
impressed with the progress of the XCOM project.
We got a good
thus far,
monthly reward.
Commander.
Also some
Your recent results were
real
beyond
mission
our
storms.
expectations.
So that was good.
And that is not a statement this council makes lightly.
We do have enough engineers.
We
So
will
let's
be
start with
watching.
our interceptors, shall we? We said that we need some in Asia, and we said that we need some in Africa, that's for sure. We still have enough money. I'm considering building experimental warfare and guns, because we would need to research now lasers and heavy lasers, which means our air combat will be flawed. But let's first and foremost start to do the most important stuff. We start with satellite uplink, which will increase our capacity by 4. So that's a given. What's next up? Order 1, 2, 3, 4 satellites. That's a given as well. We now have the option for scopes. We'll need at least 2, and then we can deal with our remaining 114 credits, which is either an upgrade in our officer training school. Iron Will would be nice, but we don't have it right now. Or, and that's the second option, an upgrade in our aircraft. And that would be 20 per. I'm just worried that we will not be able to shoot on the larger UFOs due to the lack of our weapons at the moment. So here's the xenobiology research project, which is nice because now we can finally do all of the autopsies, which will be instant. That's the most important one. Mimetic skin, ghost grenade, respirator implant, all of which are like super awesome. Chrysalid also quite good. for chitin plating. Thin and autopsy. And here finally the defense dodge matrix, which is good. Now with all of this, specifically the defense dodge matrix, we either can go for experimental warfare, which is only 5 more days, and then get some more weapons for our interceptors, or we go for beam weapons, which will mean that half of the months in minimum we'll need to take care about. No, we need heavy lasers afterwards, so this month there will be no upgrades. I guess I'll go for experimental warfare because I also want to have the foundry soon. The foundry should be here. I'm only a little bit worried about the lack of our research.
Excavation complete.
It's like really slow.
Over Nigeria.
So we do have 3 interceptors over all of our main regions. That's nice. Europe looks absolutely fantastic. Canada also very nice. South Africa we could let go. So the only issue would be if China and or Australia are getting attacked at the same time. But even that wouldn't be a problem, because if you solve an abduction mission on this continent, there won't be any increase in panic.
Commander, we're detecting a new contact.
Yeah.
Much larger than anything we've previously encountered. I recommend we scramble our best equipped fighters if we're going to engage that
And that's
ship.
exactly what I meant. I'm just not sure if we can shoot it down. Chances are that we can't. Let's get one dodge matrix.
Contact detected.
It really depends. If it's an abductor, there is a chance for us, but this chance is already very slim. Optimal case would be that this guy is just
Enemy is padlocked.
landing. It's an abductor.
Taking heavy fire. We lost the bubble.
Contact detected.
And without laser cannons, there's like only so much that you can do.
Contact lost.
It just ran off. Okay. Just because I know how these things usually go. Because here's the thing, there is a chance if a battleship arrives that it will try to shoot down one of our satellites, which per se is not a problem. It can be easily replaced, right? But you need to have one spare satellite. So that's the reason why I'm smartly enough building it right now. That's our experimental warfare for finally also the Phoenix cannon. And now it is time for beam weapons. It is really late for beam weapons in month number 3. But we were unlucky with the scientists. Alright. So at least we have Phoenix cannons.
Commander,
And there is
we
the
picked up
first
multiple requests for
abduction
assistance.